the Honda Prelude. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let me tell you, this car holds a special place in my heart, especially its fifth generation. Its story began in 1978, and it was loosely based on the Accord, but with a sportier suspension and a unique fastback body style. The first generation, with its clean lines and low-slung profile, was a hit, offering a unique blend of comfort and performance. The second generation, launched in 1982, took a more aerodynamic approach with its design and introduced a more powerful 1.8-liter engine. But it was the third generation, released in 1987, that truly cemented the Prelude's status as a technological pioneer. Its design was somewhat inspired by the upcoming NSX, and it introduced the world's first mechanical four-wheel steering system in a mass-production passenger car. This, along with a powerful 2-liter DOHC engine, made the Prelude a true driver's car. The fourth generation, launched in 1991, continued the trend of innovation with the introduction of the VTEC engine, which provided a potent combination of power and fuel efficiency. The fifth and final generation, released in 1996, refined the Prelude's formula with a more mature design. It offered a range of powerful engines, including a 2.2-liter VTEC unit that produced an impressive 200 horsepower. Sadly, the Prelude was discontinued in 2001, leaving a void in the hearts of many enthusiasts. It was a car that was always ahead of its time, and it paved the way for many of the sporty coupes we enjoy today. I truly believe that the Prelude was one of the best cars Honda ever made, and it's a shame that it's no longer in production. Alright, let's now step into the wonderfully weird world of the AutoZam AZ1. This pint-sized powerhouse, affectionately nicknamed the Tiny King of the K-Cars, is a forgotten gem. Picture this. It's 1992. Japan's bubble economy has burst, and amidst the economic gloom emerges this quirky little coupe with gull-wing doors, a mid-mounted engine, and a body that looks like it's been plucked straight out of a sci-fi anime. That's the AutoZam AZ1, a car that dared to be different in a world of sensible sedans and practical hatchbacks. Powering this pocket rocket was a turbocharged 657cc 3-cylinder engine, sourced from Suzuki Cappuccino. This little screamer churned out 64 horsepower, which might not sound like much. But remember, the AZ1 weighed less than 1,600 pounds. Its mid-engine layout and lightweight construction made the car's handling sharp and responsive. And let's not forget those iconic gull-wing doors, which added a touch of supercar drama to this otherwise unassuming K-car. Sadly, the AZ1's time in the sun was short-lived. Its high price tag and the economic recession of the early 1990s meant that it never quite caught on with the masses. Only around 4,400 units were produced before production ended in 1994. But despite its commercial failure, the AZ1 has become a cult classic among car enthusiasts, its quirky charm and unique driving experience earning it a place in JDM history. The Toyota MR2 is a true icon of Japanese automotive ingenuity. This little mid-engined marvel, affectionately dubbed the Mr. 2, captured the hearts of enthusiasts worldwide. Born in the early 80s when the world was craving fuel-efficient yet fun-to-drive cars, Toyota set out to create a small and an economical sports car that could rival the likes of the Fiat X19 and the Porsche 914. Its sharp, angular styling, pop-up headlights, and compact dimensions gave it a distinct and a playful character. It packed a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine that produced 112 horsepower. In 1989, Toyota introduced the second generation, and it retained the mid-engined layout, but adopted a more mature and a refined design. It was larger and more powerful, with a range of 2-liter engines that produced up to 242 horsepower in the turbocharged version. It was a critical and a commercial success, further solidifying its reputation. The third and the final generation arrived in 1999, and this time around, Toyota opted for a convertible body style, ditching the coupe design of its predecessors. It was powered by a 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine that produced 138 horsepower with a top speed of 130 miles per hour. The third gen was well received by critics. However, it wasn't as commercially successful as its predecessors, and production ended in 2007. Despite its relatively short production run, the MR2 left a lasting legacy. Its mid-engined layout, sharp handling, and playful character made it a true icon of Japanese automotive engineering. The Isuzu Piazza, also known as the Impulse in North America, is a testament to Isuzu's ambition. Its story begins in 1979 with the stunning Asso di Fiori concept car designed by the legendary Giorgetto Giugiaro. Isuzu, eager to make a splash in the burgeoning sporty coupe market, took a gamble and greenlit the concept for production with minimal changes. The first generation hit the streets in 1981, and it was like nothing else on the road. It was also packed with innovative features for its time, like a digital dashboard. Despite all this, it faced an uphill battle in the market. It was competing against established players like the Toyota Celica and the Honda Prelude, and Isuzu, primarily known for its trucks, lacked the brand recognition to truly challenge these giants. Furthermore, its unique styling proved to be a bit polarizing, with some loving its futuristic looks and others finding it a bit too out there. But its story doesn't end there. In the late 80s, Isuzu teamed up with Lotus to develop the second generation, which was a bit more refined. Sadly, despite the improvements, the second generation was met with even less success than its predecessor. The Japanese economy was in a downturn, and Isuzu was facing increasing pressure from its parent company, General Motors, and as a result, it was discontinued in 1992. But for those who know and appreciate it, the Piazza remains a cult classic, a testament to Isuzu's ingenuity and a reminder that sometimes the most interesting cars are the ones that don't quite fit in. The Mitsubishi 3000 GT, also known as the GTO in its home market, was a true testament to Japan's engineering prowess in the 90s. It was a direct competitor to icons like the Supra, RX-7, and Nissan 300ZX, and it brought its own unique flavor to the table. Under the hood, it boasted a 3-liter V6 engine. The base models were naturally aspirated, while the real stars of the show were the twin turbocharged variants. These pumped out a respectable 300 horsepower in the early years, and later models even bumped that up to 320 horsepower with a hefty 315 pound-feet of torque. But it was more than just brute force. It was one of the first cars to really embrace technology. We're talking all-wheel drive, four-wheel steering, active aerodynamics with a self-adjusting rear spoiler, and even an electronically controlled suspension. And let's not forget the styling. It had that classic 90s sports car look with its sleek lines, pop-up headlights, and muscular stance. It looked fast, even when it was standing still. Now, it wasn't without its quirks. All that tech came at a cost, and it was a bit on the heavy side compared to its rivals. Sadly, it was somewhat overshadowed by its competitors, particularly the Supra. It was also a bit more expensive, and perhaps a bit too complex for some buyers. But for those who appreciated its unique blend of performance and technology, it was a true gem. It may not have achieved the same legendary status as the Supra, but it deserves to be remembered as one of the most innovative and exciting cars of its era.